In this tutorial, you will learn how to crochet these simple baby shorts. I will use TMC Angel yarn. This is light number 3 yarn, made of bamboo sourced viscose and wool. We also need a 3mm and a 4mm crochet hooks, a yarn needle, and a safety pin. Let's start with a slip knot, using a 3mm crochet hook, and then chain 19. This will be for the ribbing. Into the second chain from the hook, I'm going to make a single crochet and then continue making single crochet stitches into each chain. You will have now 18 stitches. For the second row, chain 1, and now we will need to start making single crochet into back loops only. On this side we have back loops, and the other side front loops. Back loops are the loops that are farthest away from you. So instead of slipping the hook on the both of the loops of the stitch, you're going to only use the back loop. Insert your hook right into the center of that V, that's the back loop, and then just work your stitch as you would normally do. Let's try again. Insert your hook into the center of the V, bring up a loop, and complete your stitch. Continue with back loops only until the end of the row. Now that we have completed also the second row, chain 1 and repeat last row for 36 times more, using always back loops only. We have completed our first 36 rows in back loops only. For next row, we need to chain 1, then single crochet back loops only into the next 5 stitches. Chain 1, then skip 1, and continue with 1 single crochet back loops only into next 12 stitches. For next 3 rows, just repeat row 2 as before. Now we have row 41. Here we need to chain 1, 1 single crochet back loops only into next 5 stitches. Chain 1, skip 1, and continue with 1 single crochet back loops only into next 12 stitches. For next 37 rows, you will need to repeat again row 2, which means chain 1 and 1 single crochet back loops only into each stitch. Now that we have completed all the rows of the ribbing, we will need to join both ends. Then chain 1, make 1 slip stitch front loops only into next 18 stitches through both layers of the ribbing. Continue until the end of the row through all the stitches. After you have completely crocheting the ends together, fold your ribbing in half. Here you have the 2 holes that we will use later for the cord, but for now let's just use a stitch marker, or if you don't have any stitch markers, just use a different yarn to mark where the holes are. So to continue with the main part of the shorts, we will need to change the hook. Now use a 4mm hook. Chain 1 and start making 1 single crochet into the first loop of the row through both layers of the ribbing. Continue making single crochet stitches into each stitch. You will have 78 stitches in total. Now we're completing a round. In the end, make simple slip stitch and continue with single crochet rows for the next 23 rows. Chain 1, make a single crochet into the first loop and continue all the way around. We have completed all the single crochet rows for our main part. Here on the other side we have all the slip stitches. As we have completed the main part, we'll continue with the ribbings for legs. Change your hook again, use a 3mm hook. Start with a slip knot, and this time you will need to chain 10. After the chain, start making 1 single crochet into the second chain from the hook and continue with 1 single crochet into each chain. This will be very similar to the ribbing we made before. For next row, chain 1 and make 1 single crochet back loops only into each stitch. Repeat this row for 38 times more. After you have completed all the rows, we need to join both ends. So bring the ends together, chain 1 and make 1 slip stitch front loops only into each stitch through both layers. Now that you have joined your ends, just don't cut your yarn yet. Turn the ribbing inside out, chain 1, and make 1 single crochet into each stitch. Now that you have completed the ribbing, you can cut off the yarn and hide the ends. We just need one more leg ribbing, so repeat everything until you have 2 ribbings for the legs. Well done! Now we just have to sew together the main part and the leg ribbings. At first, count 39 stitches from the beginning of the row to understand where's the center of the main part. Turn everything, the main part and the 2 ribbings inside out. Now keep the slip stitches of the main part in the center. Please remember that the single crochet side of the leg ribbings needs to be facing out. Take your yarn needle with the yarn and start sewing the ribbings from the center of the main part. I am using planked stitches. Continue sewing all the way around the ribbing. Once you have almost completed the whole round, sew the last stitch through both layers of the main part. Repeat the same thing also for the second ribbing, starting from the center of the main part. After having sewed all the way around, if you see any kind of hole in the middle of the legs, you can just sew it together. Now we have also hidden the ends of the yarn. Our ribbings are completed, so turn the shorts inside out. The last part is the cord. To make a cord, you will need to measure your yarn to be at least 14 times the length of the ribbing. My yarn needs to be almost 5 meters long. Then measure the middle part of your yarn. Make a slip knot and start making the cord by using both parts of your yarn. At first, take the lower part of your yarn, put it on the hook. Take the second part of the yarn and pull it through the first loop. Let's repeat it again. Take the first part of the yarn, put it on the hook, and pull the second part of the yarn through the first loop. Continue in the same way until you have the length you want it. Once your cord is completed, take the ends of the yarn and you can make a knot. After that, hide all the ends. With the help of a safety pin, we will insert the cord into the holes we have in the ribbing. After going all the way around, we have both ends coming out. So now we have completed our shorts and we only need to make a bow. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Please subscribe to the channel and come back soon for more crochet tutorials.